Hi, this is Cork Snyder for Teacher Chronicles. What if there was a teacher draft like they do in the NFL with all the coverage and analysis? Coming up next, you'll see.
Hi, this is Cork Snyder along with Sean Hall. We are here at Quinta High School in the War Room getting ready for the 2021 faculty and staff draft. Highly anticipated. We have our crowd out here. You really can't see them because they're behind a bunch of plastic, but they're there. They're there. So anyways, welcome everybody to the draft. And Mr. Hall, we're going to throw it over to you. Who about the first pick? Here we go.
All right. With the first pick of the 2021 faculty draft, the science department selects John Greek.
Wow. I know I was on the phone to the math department, and apparently they tried to trade 3 future student teachers and a golden handshake to the science department to get Greek. But the science department said, no, we got enough student teachers. They're all with Alcaraz. So that didn't play out very well. So anyways, tell us about John Greek.
Well, let's take a look at this first pick overall. He can teach 9 AP classes that are all interrelated. Unfortunately, the only ones who understand this are the kids in his class. He can tell the administration where to shove it by using advanced language and formulaic deception. Many of you have heard of his reply all messages. They are of folklore. Many of us have thick files of those messages. He is a true problem solver with tons of practical experience. I think this will be a great selection for the science department. And an added bonus is he is able to focus on academics because he has no distractions from a social life.
Wow, solid pick. You can't go wrong. That's a Hall of Famer to me. That, I'm calling it right now, that's a Hall of Famer.
Now, he does have a couple of weaknesses we want to be careful of. He is advanced in age, so this may be a short-lived career that he has after this pick, especially with that golden handshake coming along. And it does come with several risks, I say. You should increase your fire liability insurance with this selection, as well as be aware that he has regular interactions with Mexican cartel members in his flights to Mexico.
Dangerous pick, but you know what? If you want to get better, you gotta roll with it. All right, our second pick. This is from the athletic department. They had the second pick. They had a rough year last year, and so they got to pick second. And they have picked Trish. Okay. Well, the strengths of Trish is, of course, one, she doesn't need a last name like Pele, Madonna, or Sting. But I don't even know what her last name actually is. Her second strength has the Daily Bulletin and release list memorized. I mean, you want to know what's going on? Ask Trish. Mother of an athlete of the year, one of 3 faculty members, I believe Hill and Nadeau are the other 2. And lastly, knows the job description of everyone on campus and therefore knows why things are completely dysfunctional.
I have to agree with this selection by the athletic department. If you want to know the dirt, Trish is the person to go to, and she can drive almost anything.
Awesome. Weaknesses? Well, a couple of them. Can't remember all the things that happened at Doheny and which year it happened or didn't happen. Does not own a pair of pants. I mean, that could be a problem in the winter months when things get rough in the tough times of the winter season. Has occasionally known to run over a student with a tractor and is still working on her Class C license.
Well, you're right about that, Cork. Those legs have definitely seen their fair share of Westminster sunshine. Yes. Moving on to the third pick, the math department selects Tang Nguyen. Oh, this is a solid choice. I can't believe this guy is still available at this point in the draft. Incredible endurance. Averages about 59 miles a day walking the La Quinta campus, squeezing it in between instruction. He knows the Weingarten rights by heart, so he's a great guy to have around. Very understanding about late work. In his later years of his career, he's become more lenient, giving each child up to 2 minutes grace period to get their staple in the upper right-hand corner at a perfect 45-degree angle. Mr. Nguyen has an amazing ability to adapt and go with the flow. His contentment, folks, is contagious. Great selection, math department.
Value pick. glue guy. The math department is known for picking the best player available. Great selection.
Now, there are some things people may see as a drawback. He doesn't finish what he started. Some of you may not know that he began the technology program with teaching computer science here at La Quinta. He was the first Vietnamese teacher at our school, but I don't see him doing that anymore. You could look at that as a positive, maybe a negative. He has the tendency to ruin an hour-long discussion with one single comment at the end. And though he's a prominent member of the NEA, CTA, GGEA, NCM, NCTM, other things, he's still not sure what those letters actually stand for.
Yeah. Sean, this is a random thought, but that's a really nice jacket you have for the draft. Who's your tailor?
Well, thank you. I believe it's DNT Tech. Thank you. Thanks for asking and noticing.
DNT Tech. Wow, that's amazing. Located on Garden Grove Boulevard between New Hope and Harbor. All right. No, that's our sponsor. The fourth pick. This was another math department pick. They traded up with the dance program to get this pick, and they gave them 19 future students to get this pick. I don't know about this one, but anyways, it's Dave Austin. Strengths, knows his role. He won't even pretend to be smart. We'll take the kids in the school, the lowest kids in the school, without complaint, and make them feel like winners since they're actually smarter than he is. Incredible at making fantasy football trades while teaching. He's a multitasker all the way. And he sees a problem coming and doesn't always make it worse. And lastly, his past performance improves each year, according to Dave. So that's the math department trading up in a wild trade with the dance studio for this selection. Sean?
I cannot disagree with this choice. Although he's been ridden like a pony by the athletic department over the last few years, I think this guy still has some life left in him.
Weaknesses. Teachereffectiveness.com has rated this one of the worst reaches of all time. I don't know. It's an independent group. I don't know what to say about that. He does have a great ability to look busy while sponging off the socialistic system that we are in. Many question the educational credentials of may question the educational credentials of any researcher used to justify your agenda. So be careful saying this is why I'm doing it, because he's going to challenge that. And he does accept pre-made lesson plans without question. Final thoughts, Mr. Hall?
You know, Cork, you do make an interesting point that he does not accept anything from admin without researching it, but he will receive any ready-made lesson plan without question. Quite a contrast.
Yeah. May not be a self-starter.
Yeah. Well, moving on, the English department is up next. With the fifth pick, they select Ken Elliott, none other than Ken Elliott. Now,
wow.
You know that this guy has a lot of experience. I mean, that Photoshop really does wonders for this guy. If you he had absolutely nothing else to do, so he took on both yearbook and cheer, if you can believe that. Super good at taking credit for all of Monica's hard work. Really a guy that steps in there when needed. Great at creating and manufacturing large first place trophies to make himself look like he was leading a winning program. Take a look in his room. It is amazing, folks. And he is great at creating paperwork for Diane Smith to redo. This gives Diane job security, really.
I'll be honest with you, from my analysis, this pick is a disaster, just a complete disaster. But, that's why English is English. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, there are some downfalls. He has terrible hands as you go into the quad between classes. I'd say just put him on defense. He could not lead the cheer stretching exercises without pulling a hamstring. I mean, this is something to consider as a possible liability. He continued putting himself on the yearbook cover, and I think that's the explanation we've been looking for why sales have been declining. And lastly, he discovered his love of stamp collecting during the lockout, which ended up putting an end to his cheer tenure. It was much more exciting, apparently.
I mean, honestly, I'll say it again. He's a potato. Put a fork in him. He's done. That's just not gonna play well. That's not gonna end well. But you know what? We'll check back in 3 years and we'll see how good the pick was.
Yeah.
Sixth pick, and this is our final pick of the first round. We're only covering the first round. Marquez Kona from social science. Wow, strengths. He is a dominant rebounder when we used to play the girls in the faculty basketball games. I mean, he just, oh man, he was amazing. His box outs were great. Teacher of the month multiple times. He really knows how to write his own bio and rally votes. He's the only USC graduate that I'm aware of, unless our stat department can come up with another one, that got admitted to the school and not via a bribe or a legacy selection. And he makes Dave Austin look like he has Fabio hair.
I say no one looks better in the Aztec headdress than Mr. Ascona. That is for sure. I have seen his passion displayed in lunchroom conversations. I think this guy's a steal in the late first round.
Weaknesses, he's constantly eating Cheetos, which is the highest profit margin in the student store. I mean, he's really cost the school quite a bit. Yes, he hosts the great Christmas parties, but refuses to play Santa at the event. May not be a team player. Has a different story every time you ask him where he was born. Possibly has no country of origin, could have passport issues. And lastly, difficult to manipulate and control because he teaches Jedi mind stuff in psychology.
Yeah.
Sean, final words.
You know, he does have a few liabilities, but I think the upside is worth the risk here. I think this is a great choice for sure by the social science department. Oh, this brings us to the end of our 2021 draft. And it's been a pleasure with you, Cork. I think we got a great group. We should acknowledge these folks for the work that they've done to get them to this point.
Yeah, congratulations to all retirees and those people that are leading prominent positions. Congratulations. Take care.
All right, nice work.